We all know that some of the bigger MLB contracts have been signed already this offseason, but what about the rest of Major League Baseball? A Jorge Soler contract, an Emmanuel Clase trade, and the majority of what the MLB offseason is about is going to be discussed in today's video. Starting off, we have the Blue Jays emerging as the frontrunner and having a contract in the works with big hitter Jorge Soler. But does that mean that the Red Sox, Diamondbacks, and other teams are going to stop trying to sign him? Well, no, it just means that MLB insiders and reporters think that Jorge Soler is going to be going to the Blue Jays very soon. So if the Blue Jays did add Jorge Soler to their lineup, it would add a bunch of home runs to an already powerful lineup. For example, in 2023, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit 26 home runs and Bo Bichette hit 20 home runs. Both of them are very young and could easily hit more home runs in 2024. But for Soler, he hit 36 home runs in 2023, and the max he's hit in his career was 48 in 2019. So the possibilities are endless if the Blue Jays sign Jorge Soler. Now on to Emmanuel Clase trade news. The word on the street is that the Chicago Cubs are wanting to make a trade for Emmanuel Clase. The Cubs have started heating up this offseason ever since signing Japanese pitchers Shoto and Maganaga, plus just overall talks of players in the league. Now for what the trade would actually look like for Clase, it honestly sounds like Cleveland is going to give up Clase for prospects just so they don't have to pay his contract, as Cleveland's known for not having a very high salary. Like, for example, the Cubs had double the team salary last year. It's always sad to see players get traded away for cheaper prospects, but it's a possibility that this might happen. There is some indication online that this trade might get spoiled by a high asking price by Cleveland, but that's a possibility with any trade. The biggest surprise news recently is the Robert Stevenson signing. I made a video yesterday about how the Dodgers were going to sign Stevenson, but I guess I was wrong because the Angels signed him about 30 minutes later. But anyways, Stevenson will be a great addition to the Angels. In 2023, Stevenson had a 3.10 ERA, a 0.88 WHIP, and a 13.2 strikeouts per 9 innings. Those good stats got him a 3-year, $33 million contract. So it's a really good chunk of change, but I still think it's a way better deal for the Angels than a Josh Hader deal. What I mean by this is they're both really good pitchers, but Stevenson was signed for 35% of the money of Hader, but Stevenson is better than 35% of Hader. So overall, if you just look at the value of the contract, I think Stevenson's contract is a good value. In other contract news, Matt Carpenter signed a 1-year contract with the Cardinals. It's a $740,000 contract, so it's a lot lower than some of his other contracts, but he's 38 now, so it's in the right range for what he's playing in, what he's expected to do. I was honestly kind of surprised that Carpenter didn't retire after last season, after batting 176 with only 5 home runs. But apparently Carpenter has been working with Matt Holliday this offseason a lot just to try to get his form back into shape. Then the two finalists for teams for Adam Duvall are the Red Sox and Angels. It could go either way because on one side you have the Red Sox who are supposedly trying to cut costs and limit their salary, but then again the Red Sox are the team he played for last, so maybe they'll try to bring him back and give him a decent price. However, the Angels do give out decent contracts to players, so it probably will be them to end up signing him. But the Angels need all the help they can get this offseason as far as signing players like Stevenson and just other players in general, not just with losing Shohei Ohtani, but because last season was just not good overall for them. They went 73 and 89 overall in the season, and their wins were not pretty either. Basic answer of why the Angels aren't going to do good is because they lost Shohei Ohtani, but he's only one player and there's a lot more that goes into making a good baseball team. The Angels were 5th in home runs in the MLB, then they were 15th in batting average, and then 23rd in win percentage. So obviously it's their pitching that's going to be the problem rather than their home runs or even their batting average for that case. With the exception of Shohei Ohtani, their starting pitcher with the lowest ERA was Patrick Sandoval with a 4.11 ERA. If they don't land a starting pitcher who can go a lot of innings and keep a low ERA and just overall pitch good, they're going to suffer throughout the season. The Angels starters pitched around 140 innings throughout the whole season, and they need to find some guys who can go 180, 200 innings somehow. It's easier said than done to find a starter who can go 200 innings in a season, but it's easier than find 3-4 bullpen guys who can clean up a mess from a starter every game. But long story short, if the Angels want to succeed in 2024, they're going to need to manage their money wisely and get some good starting pitching. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all the MLB news, and thank you for watching, and until next time, see you later.